We are playing Opalescence combo in the Premodern Chialnage. I've added two-factor fiction instead of the intuitions. The intuitions looked really bad to me. And I have a couple mana leaks because interacting seems powerful as well. Those are changes I net decked. But I swapped some new numbers around, so the deck is officially mine. Probably put back blinds. Keep 6, 5, 7 was no land, so I had to mulligan. And this is, I believe, the second ever challenge of Premodern on Magic Online, so damn. We are participating in it for sure. Wasteland. What can I say besides sits? Maybe I should have led on Skycloud Expanse. But I guess now I get to just play the fetch. Maybe I could have kept the planes. Oh, okay, just no lands. Seems like a reasonable strategy. I don't feel compelled to just cast the Frantic Search just yet, no need. So this does have Shroud. But it's also a 1/1, so I guess sits is my answer. With Mana League I feel invincible. No Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter too hard and it was bugged as well, so all reasons not to run the deck. Probably should just keep waiting, there's no rush. None of these cards have cycling, that is very true. Where is Fluctuator? Chat, Fluctuator was so bad and you still want to see it? You're crazy. Weathered Wayfarer. This seemingly deserves a plow. NML Mickey Bookie Parititu Papi Dupi. Plains is fine. Now shifter bugs are fixed if you want to play it in the future. Holy shit, I did not even realize that. Alright, I'll cast a Frantic Search, because now we have at the very least the Ancient Tombs to discard. A Sif. Maybe keep the land in hand for Attunement or something. A hot 2 mana spell. I'm readying my mana leak. What's the deal with my opponent's deck? What are they doing here? Let's keep them screwed for now. Attunement. Should I Attunement instantly? I can discard Attunement and Seal of Cleansing pretty easily. So I guess I will. Maybe I keep Attunement? You lost your streak? Oh no, Chimba. Feels like I can tap out, like what is my opponent gonna do? And I can Attunement next turn. Who won the 10 AM challenge? I don't know, we can check later. When are we brewing Tinker Oath? Next Wednesday, the soonest. I'll draw 3, discard 4. Maybe next turn? Don't necessarily want to get rid of my second Replenish. And, you know, opponent continues to not do anything. Next turn I can just Replenish with Mana Leak up. Return, at the very least, a bunch of stuff. Mox Diamond. So how they land? Terravor. Start an issue. And bounce it. And bounce what? Seems... I could die to a Terravor. Seems dangerous to let it live. True Factor Fiction. And no enchantments. Didn't fire. That's so sad. It did fire. Secret challenge then. If I replenish already, I get seal. And I can seal the Mox Diamond. That seems good enough. I think that's just kind of powerful. And we have a free to block the Mongols. Another Terravor. This time a 12/12. What a sick monster. I drew Parallax Wave, so this should be game. If I just play Parallax Wave, I can just exile the Terravor. But I can also Attunement and maybe hit the land hating enchantment as well. Seems good. Sure. So I could just get to exile Terravor. Why is my opponent playing Gaia's Blessing? Is that the... Why? Is that the Oath deck? But why do they play Nimble Mongoose in Oath? Is that normal? Nimble Mongoose, I guess it's a free. I mean, it's crazy. You hacked into MTGO and got a deck list, Chimba. What's your occupation? Because you should be truly a hacker. Crazy list winning. Elf, second place. Oath of Druids, Terravor. I love that the default arts for those cards are future shifted. What does the Terravor deck do in the sideboard? Don't want Abeyance, and I don't want Hydro Elemental Blasts. I'm not sure if I care about Exalted Angeling. Probably not enough disruption to play so many Factor Fictions. So I guess post-board the game is gonna be more grindy. Let's... Seal of Cleansing seemed kinda bad. Maybe it's okay against sideboard hate. Maybe the Angel is alright. That's beating hate. Alright, randomly boarding in the Angel, keeping 2 Factor Fiction. And let's go. 4 STP against the Mongoose. This is Mono Basics, that's good against Wasteland. We have STP against turn 1 Mongoose. Opponent also had Weathered Wayfire in their deck, so they don't play Oath. There's no way they play off with Weathered Wayfarer. I did cast a STP on that earlier. But that's just impossible. Do I want to get my Ancient Tomb killed? Terra get on with a random Blessing? So Blessing with Terravor seems a bit silly because you want cards in your graveyard. But maybe I just don't get it. Maybe they can't mill it. So why play it? I don't know. Maybe it's just like a long game plan. You reshuffle like specific cards because the game goes for so long. I don't know. Opponent keeps funny hands as well. I play face down. How many gamers? It's 72. They had an STP. Curious. Doesn't seem great against my deck if I don't bring in those. So maybe I will cut the angels. Could just play Opalescence here. Seems fine. Ancient Tomb, Frantic Search. I can lose 4 life. That's insane. Destroy all lands. Okay. I mean, I've had worse. Wasteland. Okay. I should play Ancient Tomb in this spot first. Okay. Now, Frantic Search, City of Traitors, that's good stuff. Mana League, that's good stuff. You play the Opalescence number 2 to have another 4/4. I don't think it matters at all. Factor Fiction, now that's good. EOTFLLRAOLU. Holy shit, it actually works. Opponent is holding back lands to get us with the second Armageddon. Why is there no 8th edition Mana Leak in the deck? Because Mana Traders gave me the M12 one. This is fine if I draw. This is really good if I draw an Ancient Tomb in my first draw step, but we can also win if we mulligan. This is nice. Basic, so I cannot be wasted. Probably should play planes in this spot, I don't know. Okay, we have the combo. Seems like opponent is playing the Stifle Note deck, perhaps, if they played Island Slide. Okay. Land. Awesome. They have days in their deck. Seems like the only way is to fight through it. With the second attunement and no land drops, I can just sit there. Whoa, sits? That's crazy. That's really good for me. Sapphire Medallion. Cloud of Fairies. Is that a so-called combo deck? Perhaps. Snap. Solid. Are we Giga dead? I kinda assume so. You skip your next turn. Alright, we have 2 turns in a row. Should be good, right? Frantic Search, Monka. Turnabout. Is High Tide legal? Probably. Brain freeze. Sure. High Tide is banned. Crazy. Alright, cool Storm deck. Let's bring in my 4th mana leak. And Abeyance. Abeyance seems solid against a Storm deck. Maybe we can trim Parallax Wave. Doesn't seem great. Factor Fiction, maybe medium. Seal seems good. Abeyance stops their combo. Where is a Gaze Blessing when you need one? I agree with you wholeheartedly. Where is it? And I guess a question, how many Factor Fictions do I want? Maybe just one. Although, we could just EOT cast Factor Fiction to find more Abeyances and Mana Leaks. Maybe actually I want like a bunch. Maybe I want all. Maybe tapping out for Attunement is not the way. Yeah. Wonder if my opponent will have some kind of a alternate win con. Play around Stifle. I don't know if they play Stifle, maybe. Who knows? Probably not. Is it possible to make a clip out of a VOD? I think so. How does that deck beat a Gaia's Blessing? Who knows? But let's cast a Frantic Search. I wonder if my opponent could just possibly be playing counter magic in their deck. Could be. No, what would be good? Factor Fiction. I'm wondering if I want to cast my Parallax Tide. I don't think so. I think I will just sit there with the Mana Leaks. For now. Try to draw into my facts. Facts and logics. Shafirowy, that definitely warrants a counter. Awkward mana here. We could play land and play another. The clip icon is not there on the VOD player. Seems like you are out of luck. Sits? Well, if I counter it, it doesn't sit, so I can't say sits and not if I consider mana leaking it. I think it sits indeed. Good exchange, trade for a petal. Somehow they have 6 cards, I have 2 after frantic searching all the time, but again, I'll just try to draw my facts. Facts and logic. Okay, we got facts. Should I just cast a DOT? Coming Wish. Sits. Mediate, okay. Helm of Awakening. Spells cost 1 less to cast. That means my spells also cost 1 less to cast. Which is tempting, but I think ultimately a bad idea to let resolve. Fakty. Spell Pierce hasn't been printed yet, so I should have played the Parallax Tide and take my opponent's lands, probably. TBH. I think I should. Abeyance. Known for singing many hit songs like well, for sure she sang some. Maybe I should cast Abeyance. Seal of Clenching. Is it time to Opalescence soon? Try to start pressuring my opponent, perhaps. I'm down to, well, a few life points. I mean, sure, my turn again. EOT Meditate, you lose. It's kind of based, yeah. Just, you know what, I'll draw 4, you can take another turn. Found Replenish, Parallax Wave as well. Being on 4 is really funny, yeah. My opponent could probably deploy a Cloud of Fairies and demolish me. Should I cast the Abeyance in her upkeep? Not really. 5 mana. Monka. Turn about. Dobra. Abeyance. I don't know if it does anything, if it stops my opponent from doing anything, but maybe. It is crazy that pre-modern cards, like it's not actually all the pre-modern cards. Some cards are too old, which is a quality of formats that are new, and this one is specifically supposed to be old. So I don't know what's the deal with Premodern. Sits. Sits. I have 24 cards in my deck after casting 2 Facts of Fiction, so I guess they don't need to cast that many spells to brain freeze me. So 1, 2, 3 spells cast. And they just cast brain freeze, brain freeze. That's concerning. Meditate. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 storm. Only one leak left. But I don't need any leaks. We would replenish and kill their lands. They skip their turn and I kill them in combat. Sounds good. Seems like STP is useless. The only thing to consider maybe is Exalted Angel as a beater. I can go Island Ancient Tomb and then hold up interaction. I don't think my interaction is good enough that I'm going to win this way though. Especially on the draw. What a curve my deck has, by the way. Problem of that list is decks like these ones, because you are not playing Meddling Mage. I could see playing Meddling Mage in the sideboard. I was thinking about my sideboard and it was pretty crappy. Not really a curve, more of a spire. This is free, by the way, so this goes with the lands. This is the curve. We're putting lots of stock into this Ancient Tomb. But yeah, Meddling Mage sideboard sounds like a good suggestion. Then you just can't lose to combo either. At all. Count me in. It seems too bad. Seems better. Annul. I wonder how good Annul actually is against my deck. With the facts or fictions. Not that good. And they shouldn't be able to do too much early without a talisman. Oh, Mr. Land Drop, love it. Meddling Mage seems like a great card, honestly. Like, all the decks I played are just combo decks. I think they can't answer Replenish. Or can they? Maybe I should board out City of Traitors. So how does fading work? It's gonna die in my turn. We have a null. I should have just kept the second replenish this entire time. You'll exile all lands with seal, that's true. Maybe it was double menace. GG, Tide too much OP, should be banned. Damn. Tide? No. Tide, replenish, on the play, seems good. Do I want info on what opponent is on or no? They are named Rofellos, so I'm guessing elves. Mountain? Mog Fanatic? Elves, goblins, they move to 5, so I guess I can't lose. Ooh, GG, bro. If I draw planes, you lose. No! I take it back. I think I can outrace this Mog Fanatic, frankly. Goblin Lucky. Indeed, very much. Quite a power move to say the Vicky has moved. Was that necessary to ping me with the Mog Fanatic? It's mandatory target, but you may have a deal, so could simply just not deal. I read the card chat. Oh, I don't have Opalescence, but they scooped anyway, so that's fine. I mean, I would eat their lands and then I will just Attunement twice and find the Opalescence and win that way. Can bring in Blab Elementals Blabs, STP to Plowshares. Mana Leak seems maybe weak. Exalted Angel to pair with my removal. Maybe board out Frantic Search. You can't really mess around with Ancient Tomb all that much. Mana Link is okay versus Vortex. It's goblins. I have 3 Seal of Cleansing. I have 4 Hydroblasts. I'll be fine. We'll just cut facts. What's the seal for? The seal is a combo in my own deck. You go Parallax Tide, you hold priority to exile your opponent's lands, and then you seal your tide. So it's for sweeping my opponent's side of the battlefield. Well, my opponent's side of the land field. I don't know what Goblin looks like. I mean, neither do I. But we have the seal Parallax Tide combo. So we can cast 2 removal spells and then kill opponent. And then replenish and do that the same again. Maybe a mistake to keep Blue Elemental Blast. They have a Goblin, which is protection from blue, right? So that would be kinda bad. Goblin Matron, no. Co, no siedzi, no masz 1-1. This deck seems like it's got a great matchup versus Goblins. Yeah, it seems way better than the Goblins deck. Goblin Lucky, interesting. Tormod Script, Monka, that's what Seal of Cleansing is for as well. Two crypts, bro, chill. Chill would be good. Oh yeah, chill would be nice. Maybe they have red elemental blast. Is it good to just kill my opponent's lands right now? I think I will not be going for the combo. I will just eat the lands. I want to get rid of the crypts. Nice. Oh, what I was supposed to do is I was supposed to cast Replenish. No, that doesn't work. So I guess it's good that I drew the second one. Holy shit, Christmas came early. My favorite streamer playing my favorite format. Welcome to the Kani stream, Godfather Games. Seems like that is indeed the case.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Merry Christmas, Kaniki.
You too, Frank Dallas 22. I understand modern card design now. Good. I'm glad you do. They will feel prompted to crypt now. I think they cannot not crypt, so opponent will have one turn of free mana to cast spells with. So I can Seal of Cleansing the Seal of Cleansing just to return it. Nice. Keep the land in hand, maybe I can loot it. I kept my Frantic Searches, right? One. Abeyance, I have Abeyances as well. Goblin Lucky, well that's a good one. I wish to draw something good now. It's a good one to control when you have no lands. Goblin Lucky, Giga Lucky. Hydroblast. Problematic. Goblin War Chief. What will they put into play? Muxus? Wrong leader. Parallax Wave. Wave is not bad. In fact, it's kind of great. It's an insanely good draw, actually. And now, same thing, but for lands. Could even untap one of my lands, but I will not bother. So that's what the seal is for, chat, because you kept asking. Forest? Opponent changed decks. Now I need to draw Opalescence. That would be the best. For Naturalize, yeah. Right, Opalescence. Oh, that's good. That's a way to pull ahead. Fecundity. Maybe, probably not, I don't know. Opponents rebuilding their mana base. Tranquil Domain. Okay, we drew another Replenish, so that's useful. Should I cast it now? Just to kill their 2 lands? Honestly, probably. But if I want to get back the wave as well, I feel I can wait. It's just only really bad if I get hit by a Tormod script off the top, but they don't play anything, so... Tranquil would be bad. What is Tranquil? This is crazy. Killing the Parallax Wave? I guess I should have exiled my Angel to untap it. Tranquil Frillbug? That would be fucked up. Pal Driver, okay. Caller of the Claw. Chad, you're naming cards that I'm not positive exist. Here I was reaching to my control button to exalt their lands again, but didn't even need to. Hand seems like a keep. Any chance I want to lead on Adarkar Wastes? Probably not, I just take too much damage. Lots of legacy losing, fair, actually. Montagna. Jackal Pup. I think I'll play Adarkar Wastes. It's kinda weird here. Could get wasted now. Seems fine if I do. Doesn't seem like I necessarily want to play Ancient Tomb. I could use Ancient Tomb next turn to play one of my enchantments. I don't know if that's gonna be any good. Maybe it's better to just play the island. Mishra's Factory. Another poop. And a Cursed Scroll. Tomb can't cast either enchant. I meant with the help of Frantic Search. You add white, blue, colorless, but you have to take 6 damage, which doesn't seem worthwhile. Although with City of Traitors, maybe this okay. Discard Opalescence. No, do I want to discard Opalescence? I'm short on white. It's good if I do draw white. Let's just ditch the tombs. I'm not paying this much life. And I'll play the wave. This way I probably can take the pop damage once again, but then stop taking damage. No, I probably shouldn't take the damage. The goal is just to draw a planes and then cast Opalescence, and then I can never take damage from the pups. Sulfuric, okay. Guess you take 2 damage. Another Vortex, bro. And a Grim Lavamancier. Nice. That's awesome. Opalescence, yeah. This is a creature now, that's also pretty cool. Can also make opponent take 2 more damage for no... without losing any benefit, seems like. Take 2 more. And end of turn I will just get rid of it. Fading. I'll just kill the scroll. Should I play the second one? Probably not. I don't want to lose life. Doesn't seem worthwhile. Oh yeah, I could just keep it under the wave. Yeah, that's true. Lightning Bolt, Monka. Which could be relevant, I guess. Could speed up my clock. Because I could keep doing that. I should have absolutely done that. I guess if they draw another bolt, I die. I guess I can source the Parallax if push comes to shove. Would prefer not to, but also they don't have thresholds, not for a long time. It's fine. Yeah, Parallax Wave with Opalescence is pretty crazy. Parallax Tide. Seems like we won. Well, like, I was winning anyways, yes. But I Giga won now. Can one Parallax Wave refresh itself? Yes, you just remove a Fate counter and exile target creature being Parallax Wave, and you just lock your opponent out. Seems like Factor Fiction too slow for the mono-red matchup. Mana Leak maybe kinda sus, on the draw especially. But maybe I just play Mana Leaks and I just cut Attunements. Maybe I cut some Ancient Tombs? I don't know if I can afford to. They probably don't play Leyline, right? Leyline. What did I meant Wasteland, not Leyline. Maybe Premodern Tide? I don't know, killing my opponent's land seems not bad. Although maybe 2 Mana Leak. No, Mana Leak seems bad on the draw. Ancient Tomb to run out the Morph on 2. Well, maybe that's not great, but I guess Mana Leak gives me plays on 2. Don't really have much time to Attunement all that much. Mana Leak protects my Angel. OTD Leak doesn't seem exciting, but does Attunement? Maybe it does. Maybe it's like a higher potential. Two leaks. I mean, the hand is kind of alright if I get to 3 mana. This has lands. They will bring in blast effects, so Attunement feels bad. Let's just put back the Ancient Tomb. Seems like a long game hand. How many players in the challenge? 72. Just blow instantly. Am I waiting for anything? It's not like they have better creatures, they just have killed other creatures. Seal of Fire, no? Frajer, to ty jesteś, że grasz takim gównem. Sealed Trial going to fire, perfect, and I'll beat my mono-red opponent by then. Awesome. I think you have to source the Mog. You have to. Yeah, bro, if you don't source this Mog, you'll take 2 damage over the next 2 turns. It's gonna be too much. End of turn, fetch mountain. 72 is enormous. Yeah, pretty large, but you know, it's probably like big because it's a variety thing. Attunement. So if I cast Parallax Tide, will I get blasted? Attunement kind of seems like us in the deck. Yeah, I thought so as well. I'm not so sure. It's not great. But it has its moments. Should I steal your lands? You're not casting anything, so sure. Do they ball lightning? Who knows? Maybe. Anyone lightning their balls? Yes, says Mr. Chimba confidently. Well, you sure, buddy? I did win. I did lose the finals of that tournament you're watching. We didn't see ball lightning. They did not play ball lightning against me. 2 spirits. Spirits was my opponent. I only draw seal now. Right, maybe I should have kept Frantic Search over Ancient Tomb. But Ancient Tomb could be useful. I don't need to play it just yet. It does let me spend my mana. I can spend 6, but maybe that's a bit bad. If you didn't already book your flights, there is a limited spotlight the week after Richmond in Toronto. Good luck. I did book my flights and I wouldn't stay a week in America to play that. Although, thank you for letting me know. Sits. That's good. So next turn I Opalescence. And we exile everything, and I should be at a good life total, and my opponent controls no lands and no creatures ever, and I have a Hydroblast still. Which is perfect, because our sealed prelim begins in 2 minutes. This deck is nice, it's funny. But yeah, I did book my flights yesterday, actually. I'm going to stay for a shortest possible time in the America, on the America soil. Come on, some good rares. Would Enlightened Tutor improve this deck? I don't think so. It feels too bad. It's more like 2 cards is advantageous. What's my favorite rare? In Atla? Katara. Yu, Suki, Sokka, Mai, Hakoda, and Earth King Loitant. 6 dual lands. So lucky. Serpent of the Pass. I love that Serpent of the Pass has flash. It's just so funny. I pass. Alright, Debelanine plays Mountain. I don't have time for you anymore. Could keep up Hydroblast so that he cannot. Hit my Parallax Tide with a removal spell, but that's fine. If you lose this, you are bad. I don't think there's any way I lose this. Even if my opponent interacts with the Parallax Tide, then so what? They end up with no resources. Fire Blast sits. Why doesn't Dark Fade and have fading? That's so true. Can read the white card. Which one? That's Parallax Wave. Is there a reason to not do the Exile trick 1 creature at a time? Bro, can't be bothered. Oh, kurwa. Earthquake. Can I die? No. Wait, that's a sorcery. It's my opponent's turn. I don't die. Lamau. Why it is impossible to respond? Kind of. It's because you can just keep doing things in response as the Tide player. You just activate Parallax Wave on your opponent's creature and then you hold priority and target your wave yourself. Uh, 5 minutes of pool building lost by my opponent just trying to. Why they don't return? It's because the ability to exile them hasn't resolved yet. Which means that it doesn't. Like, there's no creatures exiled by Parallax Wave other than Parallax Wave at that moment. So there was just nothing to exile. Nothing that was exiled. Alright, Kanister wins the match. Beb, Bolt, Incinerate, Beb. Cool hand. We're up against Rastafarian. This hand seems like it could be better. 5 lands. Let's maul. This is better. In a way. Portent. That's fine. Why did they have the idea to even word Portent the way they did? Why does it draw in your opponent's turn? Not instantly. Ancient Tomb, that's nice. That's why we played an island. Sits, seems like Attunement. Impulse, is that the famed Stifle Note deck? There's also value in getting a Seal of Clenching into play against the Stifle Note deck early. I suspect that would be nice. Portent again. I think there was a Mio article where they specifically said they were concerned drawing right away was too powerful. I guess it is more powerful, so it could be too powerful. I have Replenish, Parallax Wave, Seal of Cleansing. If I could just resolve Replenish here, that would be nice. But I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I will just play Seal. That answers the monster that they could possibly run out. The Dreadnought. Back in the day, they wanted to one draw you get per turn to be really valuable and exciting. Hence why in the beginning everyone thought card advantage was the only form of advantage. Took a long time for the other resource, mana, to become relevant. That's kind of eye-opening. Is it time for me to crack Attunement? Could be. Maybe I will even replay it. Could get stifled, but doesn't seem like a huge deal. I just lose 3 mana and I'm up a card, so hopefully that happens indeed. Interesting. I'll just replay Attunement. I think we are going to be aiming to cast 2 Replenishes in a single turn at some point. Counterspell on this, that's crazy, isn't it? Kinda wasteful. Or at least feels wasteful. Alright, chat, I won game 1 extremely easily in the sealed prelim. I think my deck is pretty good. Gosh, you will not have any mana, bro. There was a board stall and I just had card advantage from the white Tribe Rallier and Hakoda. And I was able to defend against the Cat Owl with Enter the Avatar state. Whoa, I have 6 and I didn't kill the Mishra's Factory. I would absolutely do that. That's a crazy attack, by the way. Do I even want to replenish now? Not necessarily. The game, like, we're fine just taking the game slowly. You would save both seals for the Dreadnought. Interesting. I think I would kill the land, but maybe my point was baiting. They would just have so little mana. Does my opponent have any other threats than the Dreadnought? Just Mishra's Factory? Flash of Insight. Sure, sits. They usually run 2 Misha's main and Brain Freeze inside for Altwind Con. That's funny. Ooh, that's a good card. That's a really good card. Let's play the Trattoris. I will just not play any more lands for now. Kill your land. Oh, we're stifling that. That's funny. They counter 4 Opal, 4 Replo and mill you out. Game 2 they have Tide. Well, how did they counter all of those cards? I'm not so sure about that. But we'll see. They just do. Yeah, just counter. Like, you know, for now my opponent counterspelled and Attunement. So far. So I don't know about that. I cast Facts again. But I guess allegedly I will mill out. So we'll see about that. Well, that's pretty bad, but... just pile 2. Whoa, Stifle again? That's just crazy. Isn't it? How do you counter all my cards? Foil is 3 cards. Okay. GG's. Can you beat me? Portent seems like a good solution, yeah, to the problem you're facing. They just do counter, yeah. There's no way they play a null main deck, right? Or maybe there is. But I would guess not. Parallax Tide. Sounds good as well. Chain of Vapor. Chain of Vapor. How do I solve that? I guess I'll just let it get bounced. Not much of a solution. Parallax Tide. That gets foiled. 4 life, by the way. I guess I can gain life with STP if needed. Alright, Chad, I lost limited game number 2. I got some mana problems. And the opponent put lots of pressure on me. I think I should probably board into green-white, but I don't know, green-white no removal is not great either. But I feel like I possibly should just be able to board into green-white in my seal deck. Because Terrybutt's deck seems just kinda bad. I am left with absolutely no removal then, so I'm just hoping that things are gonna line up. Which they probably could. Were you able to attack last turn? No, my opponent bounced my thing. My Opalescence. Which rendered me unable to attack, in fact. Can't really tap the Ancient Tombs for mana much anymore. Well, by discarding? Discards Island, discard Gash? Are you serious? How come? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just cast a good foil for 4 mana? Right, yield to all. STP. I play Parallax Tide. I opt. Well, reasonable. But what comes next? Counter spell. Key. Did I play Daze? I haven't seen any Dazes. Would be kinda brutal to get dazed. Seems like we are casting Flash of Insight for a lot of cards. X16, holy guacamole. That leaves you with no cards. You find foil. Thwart. Yeah, pierdykam. I actually do mill. I thought that Twitch chatter was kidding, but I actually am giga milling out. How many more replenishes? 2? It's funny how you lose all your life points to the ancient tombs. My ancient tombs became City of Traitors. Now this mana leak might be hard to use. I have 25 cast to opponent's 27, so this is my punishment for using Fact or Fiction. This gets exciting, chat. My waves go away. And I draw another one. More mana leaks. Perhaps I should prioritize non-mana leakable lands? Non-ancient tomb lands, rather. Lands that I can use in the late game. City of Traitors is especially looking kinda bad. I wonder if that would have helped much. I could mana leak that, I don't think I want to. I'll STP my opponent's lands. Okay. Lands STP'd. We draw Replenish. Unfortunately, I cannot use the mana leaks. So the odds of that spell resolving are slim. Perhaps we should really gear for the giga long game and pass. Attunement is a card that I don't really want to use. I mean, probably my opponent is aware. Well, I mean, if it comes to milling, they just refuse to draw a bit more and they... Target player mills 4 cards. Oh no. That's how I mill. I'm also trapped in a board stall in the limited game, so that's a bit of a tough situation. But it seems like we have reached a point in the game where I can't win, like, for real. I will try to discard Ancient Tombs more proactively, I guess. Next time, just keep one in play at best. Days. Okay, it's good to know they have days. At least I have an advantage clockwise somehow. I have 6 cards in my deck, so I guess I just die to the... I mean, we can cast the last Replenish, maybe? Should I do it now or wait for the last land? Probably doesn't matter. That's a fair counter spell. Alright, I concede. Do they board out Dreadnoughts game 2 or 3? Could be. I'll bring Factor Fiction to mill out faster, Mana Leaks, and Abeyance. And maybe Exalted Angel as an extra threat. And a way to let me use my... Ancient Tombs for a bit longer. I'll board out City of Traitors. And probably like 2 attunements. Maybe not Attunement, maybe like Frantic Search as well. And we can play 63 to have a slightly bigger deck as well. I think it's not utterly unreasonable. Alright, chat, it seems like I forgot that I am actually giga unable to ever double queue. And I got giga punished by 2 grindy games from both sides. Classic. Which I'm giga winning the limited game, but at the same time, it's just a bit slow. Not that. I'll take the play. And I will be forced to mulligan, sadly. And I'll keep this. Maybe put back my card disadvantage. Doesn't make that much sense. Maybe the planes. Fetch an island. At least seems like we might be able to win the limited game in time. Although I have 1 minute 30, so, you know. I played the Ancient Tomb, not learning from my mistake last game. Maybe cast a Tide. It's gonna get countered, assuredly. Which is good to force the counters right here. Days is pretty rough, but I have to fight through the days as well. Second Ancient Tomb. Chad, I don't know. Last game was rough. Maybe I'll cast the Frantic Search instead. That is undazable. Abeyance is nice. Stitch the Opalescence, yeah. Play Adarkar Wastes. Play Parallax Tide. F6. This is fine. If this gets counterspelled, I accept that. Dreadnought. Well, that's a scary move, I guess, but if I draw... Well... I mean, I don't have a solution to the Dreadnought. So I could just die to it. Alright, I won my limited game. But... Pooh, why not just Abeyance since you only have one white source? That's a good question. I'll cast the Abeyance now. But probably I should have cast it last turn, yeah. You like when they counter our enchantments and then we can just replenish. Yeah, the issue is that now my opponent just has 12 power and even if I draw the white source, my replenish just doesn't deal with the Dreadnought. Okay. Oh, well, I can block. Charm block. Seems bad. Has trample. Yeah, that's why it's a charm block. I know it has trample, but I mean, can you not block tramplers? That's literally what trample does. It means that you trample when you are getting blocked. This seems like a fine hand. Maybe except for the part where I don't do anything, but glad to see that my opponent plays a Jackal Pup. That is going to make it easier. I drew Mana Leak, a very bad card in Replenish. I guess let's fetch planes before my opponent plays an island and stifles me, but I suspect that Jackal Pup and Stifle are seldom paired together. Hopefully I draw a land for my Frantic Search. I kind of don't do anything otherwise. Ball Lightning. Let's cast Mana Leak, a really bad card in the deck Replenish on the Bolt Lightning. And draw a really good card in the deck Replenish. Cast Seal of Clenching and pass. Is Kjeldoran Outpost a better sideboard card than Portal? What's a Kjeldoran Outpost? I don't know it. Seems bad. One, two, three, four, five. Can I win? Seems a bit tough. Missing a land. In a brutal manner. Oh, I have sixth. That's so bad. Good thing I was not going to draw a land anyways, but pretty horrible to f6 against Sulfuric Vortex. So I trimmed on the tides. But I think I'll just trim on the leaks this time. Factor Fiction seems just kinda bad. We don't need 4 mana card advantage. Yeah, that's gonna be good enough. If we board like this, that's fine. We have the blasts to fight off my opponent's blasts. We just need blasts for blasts. That's the only reason to really care about blasts. We won the die roll even though no die was rolled. This seems like a keep. Attunement, Replenish, Seal. Pretty good curve and pretty overall great everything, frankly. We'll fetch an island, play planes, then play Attunement. Sounds overall very good. Bernas Torres Mulligans to 6, love to see that. I've been liking Premodern. It's been funny, for sure. I can't say I disliked my time playing Premodern. Like, I probably would not and will not play it for like a giga long time. But yeah, if the question is have I been liking it, then the answer is sure. Ancient Tomb, interesting. Could play turn 2 Attunement, but I don't feel like throwing away life points necessarily. Seems like I play Attunement. Do I get blasted? Oh, blasted. But Replenish will return my Attunement, right? Cursed Scroll. Sits. Good luck using the Cursed Scroll with just 2 lands. Frantic Search. Probably should just cast it. The Ancient Tomb can just go. I guess. Get second Plines. Cast Replenish, but beforehand hit the Cursed Scroll. Get back Attunement and Seal of Cleansing with my Replenish, and the second one maybe is gonna be better. It's a good thing that Grim Lava Monster cannot exile from my graveyard. That would be a shame if it could. Yeah, Deathrite Lava Monster. In the past, they did not develop the technology yet to do that. Should I use Attunement? Draw 3, then discard 4. Maybe wait a turn. Seems like there is not much rush. Can just recast it. Well, I draw 4, I discard 3, right? Or rather the other way around. I discard 4, draw 3, so I go down on cards, so it's not as simple. So it's just better to go down that planes and recast that turn? Not, is it? Not necessarily, right? We do get to have a better hand. Maybe I don't know, chat. Maybe I'm stupid and it is better. But I do draw... Like, it's not clear to me that I need to recast the Attunement. Planes I see as potentially useful to cast a 4 mana spell with Blue Blast up. A good set of cards. Beware of Prize of Poggers. Okay, I'm bewaring. Bolt. I go to... Sure. 7. Another bolt. Go to 4. Sure. I go to 1. Sure. When I get to 7 cards in their graveyard, you will regret this. You think so? I think I'll get to my... Parallax Tide before that happens, so I'm not too worried about that. Although maybe I will. I will regret that if my opponent casts 2 cards that deal 1 damage right now. If I counter they bolt, I would be at 4 against 2 cards, which maybe is better. Parallax Tide, as promised. I think that's the way to stack it. This deck seems quite good. It is, unless the opponent is just playing many counter spells. Then it's a bit worse. I wonder if Meddling Mage would do any good against Dreadnought. Just name counter spell or foil. Doesn't sound that bad. Any resources for net decking? I don't have much besides Goldfish. I just have people come to my chat and they ask me, hey Kanister, have you played deck X? And I say no. And they send me a link. Naming the Dreadnought is also fine. I mean, doesn't seem that great. I think I'll mull this. The end bringing in Tide is the issue. What's the Tide? Parallax Tide? That's an issue? Really? What's the second white enchantment? It's Opalescence. Maybe I'll put back Ancient Tomb against Mono Red. Don't really want to draw it anyways. They're cutting Dreadnought's postboard anyways, yeah. Wow, that's many plows and no creatures, kinda rough. Well, then just play Meddling Mage and name Parallax Tide. What's the problem? I will plow the Monk Fanatic. Gonna buy me some points of life, but seems better to do that than not. The double Cursed Scroll doesn't seem to matter. Holy shit, no outs then if they Chain of Vapor my creature and then I just can't do anything. Ancient Tomb. Tempting Ancient Tomb, but I don't think so. I will not fall for that. Doesn't solve the match. I can see that. What's the N? It's Dreadnought, I think. If Dreadnought is so good, then why is there no Dread Yes? I cast Frantic Search. But just Pyroblasting. It is nice that I'm at 17 life. It is not nice that I don't have much going on. The scroll. In the upkeep, that's crazy. What did we reveal? Hydroblast, good to know. So I only have one seal, he can keep harassing me with the cursed scroll. Kind of annoying. And I'm not progressing. I could have cast a Parallax Wave, doesn't feel good though. Exalted Angel, that's great. If I draw an extra land. Is it gonna be fast enough then? Don't want to play the Parallax Wave, not worth the life. I kill a second scroll. It's quite reasonable, in fact. Blue Blast. It doesn't seem good to play the wave still. To me, in my eyes. Scroll is kinda sick when the game goes like this. Maybe I should have... No, that's bad. I'm at 6 now. If I play the angel, I just die. If I don't play the angel, I also die. Seems like I'm in a pickle. Their card is Fireblast. We've seen it 4 times. Randomly. But with Wave, you could morph your angel and blink it into play if they want to ping it. Well, I could blink it into exile. It doesn't gain me life from exile. Can morph and hold up blue. I mean, that's... Yeah, I can do that. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still dead. You could overactivate one with Parallax Wave. Okay, and then what? I still have to wait till my upkeep. Even if I overactivate, I underachieve. Aren't you just kinda dead to the ring anyway? Well, I said I'm dead. When I said I'm dead, I actually meant I'm dead. I did not mean that I'm not dead, so... In fact, yes. And keep my hand, sure, why not? Definitely need to draw a third land, but I have managed to do that before. Island, pass. Island, pass. Scary. Should I even play the Seal of Clenching? Let's say I will not play it and save it to potentially discard to Frantic Research. Trading on Tilt. What a funny name. They just sell their collection because they lost or something. Is this perhaps a mirror match? It could be. Not much reason to cast this end of turn. Dobry wieczór, Pizzud. Tide Seal. True Opalescence. Interesting. Probably discard Wave. Opalescence. I just want them in my graveyard, right? Now play Tide. Tide Pod. It's not like my opponent can do anything too smart. We need to play the Seal. I don't think so. I think it's actually way better to play the Tide. I'll let my opponent have their lands for a turn. I'll play the Seal next turn. That should put them in a hard spot. Tide a land to prevent them from playing a Tide. That probably would be reasonable. Because I guess that would be kind of fucked up if my opponent plays a Tide now. Whoops. We are learning, chat. Takes a while. Sell your own lands. I guess I can do that, yeah. Well, they can kill my own Tide then. So... Oh no, that's fine. Mine? Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. Definitely opponent shouldn't have done that the way they did. Padding. What now? I mean, I think I just played Tide. Maybe not. Play the seal as well. And next turn, things are gonna get funny. Seems like it puts my opponent in a tough spot. How does this deck win? You have Opalescence, so you just attack with enchantments. Opalescence is pretty decent. Like, that's the ultimate win con, but of course, like, you win by exiling all of your opponent's creatures and lands forever. And enchantments as well, so they're left with just artifacts, which typically is not good enough to win. The Exalted Angel, I don't know if it is great. I wouldn't say it was particularly great. So far, I think it could be cut comfortably. Replenish. Oi, oi, oi. That's... That's rough. How do the Parallax cards remove forever? If you turn them into creatures, Parallax Wave can exile itself with the other exiled abilities on the stack. And that way it removes the thingy forever. Here I kind of die. Shocked you didn't hit his lands to just buy time till you can assemble the combo. Alright. Seems like it would have been a good play, yeah. Would have gotten a few turns by just exiling the islands. Guess I have no lands. That's fine. Well, fine. It's not fine, but I have no lands. I have a land. Maybe my opponent has nothing. Whatever. I need a plains and an ancient tomb and a replenish. Sounds doable. I have one from worse spots. Parallax Wave, that doesn't do anything. That's kind of the nothing I needed my opponent to have. Should I crack the Attunement already? If I hit an Ancient Tomb, I guess I would like to replay it and draw again next turn. I guess I should use it then. Not casting this or this. Okay, I pass. Having two waves in the yard could be very good. Well, once I flip my graveyard, it's gonna be pretty good, yes. If it comes to that. Hopefully opponents on lands, source to Plowshares. Well, they are on Attunement, so I guess checkmate. I kinda can't do much anymore. Okay. Seems like life is tough. It's not top 8, it's... It potentially win an in, but seems like it could be also a lose an out. Well, I can rebuild, I trust. I'll just F6 for the ease. If they seal the seal, it's over. Well, arguably, if they don't seal the seal, it's also over. You should play Titan on Premodern, you will get better results. You can't. How do you play Titan on Premodern? Impressive opponent. Cool deck. Here comes my Replenish, but it's a bit too late. At least I can bring in Mana Leak. Number 4. Cut the plows. I mean, 4 facts or Abeyance? Probably Abeyance, right? I could see facts being useful if we pass with Mana Leaks. So I guess 2-2 sounds good. It's not like Abeyance is great. Am I supposed to keep this? I have the Parallax Tide, no acceleration, no Mana Leak. Minimal selection from Frantic Search. Feels like I could probably mulligan this and draw something better. There's no Replenish. Nothing. Do I want to play turn 2 Attunement? I don't know. I guess I'll play the Skycloud Expanse and we'll see on turn 2. Because what is the other plan? What else could be the plan? I play Skycloud Expanse. Opponent, same. Alright, we drew Mana Leak so we can maybe chill a little bit. Probably going to cycle Abeyance realistically. I would like to hit a land drop, a normal land drop. That seems more useful than trying to do something good with it. Alright, YOLO can get punished, but I think if I don't set up something, I don't know. Playing City of Traitors seems too bad. City of Traitors in general, kinda bad. We need to try to draw into something good. If my opponent goes Ancient Tomb, Parallax, then well, I get wrecked. But maybe they don't have Ancient Tomb, seems like they don't. 3 mana, that's Attunement, that's alright. I guess I will Facts, end of turn now. Facts and Logic. Tide. If they tide, I will not Facts and Logic, I will just Mana Leak the Tide. It's not pretty though, because my opponent just... You know, they could just Replenish next turn, that's a problem already. Doing as little as that is a problem. I'll fetch to Finn, I guess I don't want to draw. Island. Attunement. Wow. GG you say? Why? Oh, because of our sealed game. Yeah, I was afraid you will name Lost Days. I couldn't remember if you have seen both in the second game. Wastes. Wave. Probably going to be forced to cast Replenish next turn. But I'll still play City of Traitors here, so that I can hit Mana Leak with Fact. Milling 4 random is still pretty good with Replenish in my hand. But if my opponent replenishes, I kinda need to Mana Leak. It is Novigot, yeah. Novigot. Well, Attunement will just return from Replenish, which I'm planning on casting next turn, because I will flip some enchantments with Facts and Logic. But yeah, there was some temptation perhaps. I guess it actually would be good to do that this way, the way you describe. Because then next turn I can go Island and rep Attunement to dig even harder. Enchantments, you say, huh? The only counter is Leak, yeah. I mean, I guess Frantic Search is awesome. TBH. So maybe I shouldn't complain that much. For 1, I take it. Novigot. Whoa. What the fuck, chat? Why did he do that? Alright, I'm going for the kill. This is a sign of Giga weakness. Worst possible split? Yeah, literally, I guess. Or not far from. Everybody is a creature, that's funny. I guess I can just crack it on the Parallax Wave. Any reason to hold Abeyance until combo turn so he can't use the seals? I don't think that matters. Sometimes it's best to exile one at a time. Are you suggesting that now is sometime? Can exile all their lands if they crack on wave, right? I can exile all their lands regardless of what they do, so I guess the answer is yes. Abeyance stops Seal of Cleansing. It does, yes. I guess maybe they can... Oh, whoops. I guess I found a way, but it's fine. We have the second Replenish. Yeah, Abeyance was last end step. I just wanted to dig towards something good. Also draw 9 new cards with the attunements, so I'm giga attuned to the outcome of this game. Sure. I mean, they give me a turnabout in the exchange for having lands, so I can understand them. Alright, Kanister wins. We perform the action of Giga exiling everything max that they controlled. Factor Fiction was nice, sort of. Abeyance was... yeah, I mean, I can see it being useful sometimes. Opponent will run out of time. I doubt it, frankly. Side in Iridescent Angel for the mirror. Too bad I did not register that card. And also I don't know what it does, so that's a bit hard. Wonder if I should keep, just turn free Tide. Maybe that's bad. The hand is pretty bad, but Replenish already in the hand is kind of tempting. What kills opponent after everything is exiled? Opalescence is in the deck. So just the enchantments, they have power and toughness and attack. Could have Stifle, some people have Stifle in their deck. Well, so next turn I play the Tide and I just nab my opponent's lands. Ugh. Checkmate. Bro, I want to cycle it anyways, it doesn't really do anything, just 2 mana cycler. Opalescence, yeah. Win con secured, yeah. Chad no longer needs to worry about the win con. Most lists don't even play Monolith, chat. It's kind of unpopular. So I'm guessing I play Monolith and my opponent doesn't necessarily. Makes me perhaps advantaged. Wow. Wow. Haven't seen tombs from them either. Are you sure? No tomb? They did play it. We did see a tomb. Free damage to cast any spell. Love it. Can have 2 mana. 2 mana's fine. Do I want to replenish now? Not really. Let's say no. Parallax Wave. It's not bad. So they have the seal, which breaks it for a turn. But they have to hit the Opalescence. That's very nice, actually. Phantom Seal Trial at 3-0. Is Tide too strong? Chat. Why always too strong, too weak? It's fine. Tide is Tide. Is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can cast 2 Replenishes. If I get hit by Abeyance, that's not good, but... just finish your game with worse tiebreakers and canisters. It would favor me if Op wins. Well, bad news for you. Tyrant Dreadnought is better than Tyrant Parallax Replenish. He's running out of time, told you. Yeah, I was not believing you. And then, look at me now. Look at this game now. Literally what is happening. I think opponent is saying a prolonged goodbye to their lands. Simply. 0 STP in the main deck. I'll keep. Should I? Yeah, I have Replenish, it's fine. Fetch Island to play around Stifle out of the mono red deck because you never know. City. Attunement. Pass. Next turn we can do a lot of stuff. And hopefully hit something good. We look pretty deep for action. Attunement. I didn't draw many enchantments. I don't like that. 2 FS and 3 intuition because the deck is cluttered on 4 drops. How has Fact or Fiction performed for you? Fine, actually, I liked it. I was missing card advantage when I played this deck earlier, and it was card advantage. I didn't end up needing card advantage as often this challenge. It is true that it's giga cluttered, though, that's true. Probably discard the enchantment and just try to hit something. Attunement again. Could have been better, but I guess I'll replenish and hope that the attunements find me good action. The issue is that I will need to draw Ancient Tomb. I was hoping to draw some Parallaxes. You know, at least the Parallax Wave would have gone a long way. Now I need to draw Ancient Tomb, which in itself is kind of rough against the mono red deck. But let's make an attempt. Well, so I die if I don't do that right, so let's just go all in. Ancient Tomb and Replenish required. Failed. Have I tried Warmth or Chill? I tried neither, no. Would seem excellent. Especially Warmth. Warmth seems... I mean, I guess we are afraid of the blasts. Then Warmth is better than Chill. Alright, bro, you got me. You have 6 damage, I have 6 life. You win. What if I don't know. What if Plow is not great? It felt not great. It probably is pretty alright. Maybe not. The blasts are kinda doing Plow's job. In large part. So maybe on the play just win with the combo. Rather than survive. On the draw, focus more on surviving. You would remove all ties and most seals. I think that's crazy. Why would you do that? Well, on the draw, I guess we can try that. Seal, though? I don't know. A game we played before, I just died to the stupid curse scroll. That doesn't make me want to remove seal. Quite the opposite. This is not a good hand. Keep Replenish. Play Island. La Island Bonita. Montan. Jackal Poop. Burn should side out all scrolls in this matchup. Well, my opponent didn't care what they should do and they just burned me with the scroll. Is that like a common sentiment in Premodern to just say that deck X should do something? Because that's not the first time I see that being typed in the chat. That sentiment that like deck X should do YZ. They want the Parallax Tide here? The mana is adventurous, so maybe not. Might be a result of 13 years of relatively stable meta. Is that really how long people have been playing this? I'll pass. Frantic Search. That lets me produce double white. Can get Opalescence and Parallax Tide. Maybe something else on top of that. Well, I guess not quite, but... GG, I don't know about that. Opponent probably is holding some blasts. This could be blasted right now. GG, I was the mountain. Hello, mountain. How is going? Is good. Sort of good. And then I started blasting. Playing the blast formats is really so funny because you get to say I started blasting very often. Let's do this. Cast another one. Cast Replenish. What's that? Price of Poggers. Oh wow, it's twice the number of lands? I thought it was one per land. That's fucked up. This card is overpowered, chat. I thought it just shoots you for the amount of non-basics you control, but it's just double. Seems like Bernash Torres is pondering his next move. Interesting timing. I guess it makes sense. So I guess I should have done that one by one? No? That's fine. Alright, I pass. You have no lands for now. Adding. Island. I wonder if I should just replenish the other one. Just a 4/4. Maybe doesn't seem to matter much. Cursed Scroll. Well, my point should have boarded it out, but are they stupid? Perhaps. That doesn't make that much sense to do. Because why my OG dies, so I guess. Oh, that's fine. I still hit them. For 6. I have a blast. It's good. Incinerate sits. I'll board out Ancient Tomb on the draw. I'll have 4 Plow and 4 Mana Leak. I'm going to board out 1 Tide. One Attunement and 1 Attunement. 2 Tides. Alright, submit. Keep. Control hand. Goblin. You didn't like the Attunement cut. Well, what would you rather cut? Release on the Monk Fanatic. He doesn't have anything else, right? I guess you would play it before Grim Lavamancer, perhaps. Tides and Seals seem like a good pick to cut. Why would I cut Seals when my opponent keeps the Scrolls? Why would I cut Tides completely when then my combo doesn't protect me? Because it leaves my opponent with lands, and I die to my opponent having lands. I don't really understand that strat. Why is it bad to prevent Mr. Monolith from having lands in play? That seems kinda alright. Hmm. Two fetches. An ode to Mog Fanatic. Sounds good. Gushing over Mog Fanatic. Essentially. I play Morph. They can just sack them to Fire Blast. Simply just sack them to Fire Blast. I think the Angel does win. As for the scroll, they should board them out. Yeah, but the opponent doesn't, so you can't operate on just assumptions of what your opponent should do when they're gonna do something else. Perhaps. Okay, I gained 4. Seems like I win. Mulligan. Control hand, keep. Probably put back Factor Fiction. I don't know what my opponent is on. Like, I could put back Swords if Swords is bad against them, but let's put back Attunement. I have so many of them. I'll draw one. Island. Oh no. Opt. Is that the deck that I can't beat? Could be. Island seems pretty good in Premodern. I wish they made Island weaker. Polluted Delta, blue-black? What's Oppo playing? I wish I knew. My guess as good as mine. Duress? Solid. Counterspell? Is that a so-called control deck? Of course, a control deck is in the top 8. Where else? No. I don't have the strength to fight through a control deck. Accumulated knowledge. Opponent began to accumulate card advantage. What's the next step, I ask? Atog. I exile. I Opalescence. I portent. Curious place from OP who knew about the sword. I mean, they just trade Atog for a card. Why would they care? It is fine to sometimes trade for a card in Magic the Gathering. Attunement becomes quite nice. Wow, 0 enchantments though? Crazy. Wonder if my opponent is going to do anything eventually at some point. Isn't exactly full to the brim of win cons. Sure, but how many do you need, right? To win the game? Not many. See, another one. What now? We have 12 cards, so that's +6. And they have 6 cards, which is +9. So they could just discard everything and kill me. If they, for example, knew that I don't have anything. Which would be crazy to do. How would they know exactly? How would they know? They know because you're F6? No, maybe I have the swords. They can know for sure, right? Can I zoom on the face of the card that's going to kill me? Looks scary. Kinda crazy. 16 damage? Seems like they read the Gash book and they knew what they were doing. We have one STP. Seems like it. Maybe I ditch card disadvantage. Seems like a good plan. Abeyance. I don't
He's
know.
phenomenal
Seems like a bad
control
card.
player.
You should stream at this time all the time, smile.
Sure. I can try doing that. Wait, Neravius? And Nil Arvis, that's 2 people. What's the schedule for tomorrow? Prelim at 11 AM. So in the morning. Limited. Kurwa. Ale jestem jebany w tym limited na boku.
He's a phenomenal control player.
The Venerable Domas Esmino. Hey, thank you for the sub. Very nice. I keep. I'll cast a turn free Factor Friction. You can't believe the person actually tried to sell the Gash book. Who the hell would buy this? Chad, would you buy the Gash book? That's a nice draw. We have Seal plus Tide. I guess I can't cast a Tide next turn, but in the future I will. Opalescence, yeah. Factor Fiction, GG's. I think the second Ancient Tomb just means I can't cast spells in 5 turns and I die. So we are going to pick fewer cards, but Skycloud Expanse. That's the plan. Duress. It took Replenish. Unsurprisingly. Tide. Annul. Okay. Annul time traveling from EOE. Just what my opponent needed. Duress my second Tide. Brutal. Let's play Opalescence, yeah. I impulse, which is shocking because they did not counter it. Which was their usual response, but I guess they'll find an annul and counter it anyways. Now the seal begins the pressure. It's very well put, Nilarves. Ooh, opponent is gushing. 4 gives plus 5.5. That's a crazy amount. I plow.
He's
A counter spell? That's
player.
insane.
Clenching for your Mox spot.
Thank you. I need that. Nice stuff. How they still have 5 cards in hand? I don't like that. Opponent just gushing and gushing. What's next? A duress removal spell and they just kill me? Alright, Chad, I lost a limited match. I went 3-2. So, great result. Definitely worth double queuing. Understanding Gash maybe understood Unhinged before we all did. Unhinged what? Just like unhingedness behavior in general? I don't... yeah, sure. 10 plus 6. 6 plus 8, 14, 15. I have to block. That's fucked up. Why did I tap out? Does that mean my replenish resolves? Probably not. But it would be really cool if it did. Did I shuffle the portent? I don't know. We'll find out. They shuffle the second one. They can have foil. No, they won't. First one was targeting you. How do you know all of that? Because I could have days as well. If I get days on replenish, then nothing I could have done. The arrow on the UI was on your tiger. Speaking of knowing whether your opponent shuffled or not, no days in Tog. Oh, then it's fine. Then my replenish resolves and I win. Chat, even with no force of will in the format, I still lose to force of will. Blue matchups seem unwinnable. Deck seems pretty cool besides that. Maybe you can have an alternate threat in the sideboard, but I don't